Hey everyone, it's a girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So appreciate you being here. Today I have a haul video for you guys. It's been a while since we've done that. Okay, so I bought some new fragrances and I just wanted to jump in here real quick and give you guys my opinion on these fragrances that I bought. Now it's gonna be a mini haul. I didn't get too many fragrances. I would say I got maybe 5 fragrances. These fragrances are perfumes that I really wanted to add to my collection. I have a new release here and I have some fragrances that I've been lusting after for years, so I really wanted to try these fragrances. Now the other day I was on Instagram and I'm like just scrolling through, and then I saw this purple bottle and I was like, what do we have here? Then I realized that the house of Victor and Rolf came out with a brand new fragrance. I was like, oh my god, I definitely have to try this. So what do? I hop in my car, went to Sephora didn't have the fragrance, went to Ulta didn't have the fragrance, which I'm not surprised because my Ulta is super ghetto. They never have anything and the testers are always like empty, so I wasn't surprised that they didn't have it, but I really wanted to try my luck. Then I went into Macy's. The sales associate working at the Victor and Rolf counter had no idea it was even coming out, so I was like, girl. But once I realized that I wasn't gonna find it in person, of course I resorted to blind buying the fragrance. Of course I didn't totally go crazy. I bought the travel size, which I paid 33 bucks for, which is typical for a travel size, especially when it's coming from a designer house like Victor and Rolf. So I was like, okay, no big deal. I'm gonna remove it from the box so you guys could take a look at the bottle. Okay, so you know, it's a typical travel size spray. Okay, it's not a rollerball, it's a spray, which is a good thing. So you guys already know how I do my hauls. I'm gonna give you guys some details before I jump into my personal opinion or my personal thoughts on this fragrance. So Good Fortune is an amber floral fragrance. Of course, it was launched in 2022. It opens up with notes of fennel and gentiana. In the heart we have jasmine, and in the base we have Madagascar vanilla. So I'm just gonna spray the fragrance so we could get the essence of the perfume in this room. Okay, right away when I sprayed this fragrance out, I got jasmine, and the jasmine here is pretty sweet and it's very grapey. So this is a sweet grapey jasmine scent. For those of you guys who don't know, fennel is basically a herbal earthy type of plant, and the fennel definitely shows up here. So I would say that the two dominant notes that you're gonna get here is that grapey jasmine and that earthy fennel. That's basically what I get. For the first 5 minutes I really liked it. I like grapey jasmine in fragrances. I like candy like fragrances. Okay, so of course I like the grapey vibe that the jasmine was giving off, and I like the fact that it was very sweet. A couple of minutes in, this fragrance literally started to go downhill for me because the fennel became a bit too earthy for me and it kind of translated into patchouli. I was hoping for a herbal type of scent because that would have been so unique, but instead I'm getting like a common overdone patchouli type of scent, so I was definitely not happy about that. I really tried with this fragrance, so a couple of nights ago I decided to take a shower and spritz it on, and it was the biggest regret. It just smelled so freaking annoying. It smells so annoying. The earthiness under that grapey jasmine just reminds me of La Vie Belle and Flower Bomb. So I would say if you have those two fragrances in your collection, or if you're over those kind of fragrances, you definitely don't need this. Now if you love fragrances like that, definitely look into this one. The lasting power is very good. Both times that I wore this fragrance, I literally had to scrub it off. Well, one, I scrubbed it off because I can't stand the scent, and two, it wouldn't wear off, so I had to have the fragrance off of me. I'm definitely gonna see if I could return this right back to Sephora because I can't. I don't like this fragrance at all. Up next is a fragrance from the house of Hermes, and this one is called Twilly. Let me just remove this from the box. Now, I've always wanted to add this fragrance to my collection, but I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, this fragrance was super hyped up. Everybody was talking about it. If you didn't have this fragrance, you was not an it girl. I remember, okay? but I've always kind of wanted to add it to my collection, but there was honestly no urgency for me to get this one, even though I did like the fragrance. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information on this fragrance. This is a floral fragrance. It launched back in 2017. It opens up with notes of ginger, bitter orange, and bergamot. In the heart we have tuberose, orange blossom, and jasmine, and in the base we have sandalwood and vanilla. These notes sound so good. Ginger, one of my favorite notes. Orange blossom, if you watch my channel, y'all already know I love orange blossom, and I see jasmine here, I see vanilla, I see tuberose, I see sandalwood. I mean, citruses, everything that I love in fragrances, to be honest. So I was just like, I need to add this one to my collection. Now I noticed that a lot of people say that they detect tuberose in this fragrance. Honestly, I do not detect tuberose. The two prominent notes that I get from this fragrance are ginger and orange blossom. So to me, this kind of comes out smelling a bit like ginger soap. Like if there was such a thing, which there probably is, if there's such a thing as a ginger bar soap, this is probably what it would smell like. It's clean, it's a bit soapy, it's fresh, it's fizzy. It smells so good. Under the ginger and the orange blossom, I'm getting something sweet, which is really nice. There's like a nice nonchalant feeling to the fragrance, but at the same time, it's very classy and very sophisticated, which I do like. It's not doing too much, and I find it to be very versatile. I could imagine me wearing this on a random day, you know, when I'm dressed all casually, but I could also see myself wearing this when I want to smell sophisticated and put together. And I also think that you could wear this when it's warm or when it's cold. I think it doesn't really matter what's going on the outside, you could wear this fragrance. So I do like this fragrance a lot. Yes, it smells so good. I really like this scent. I give this fragrance a 7 out of 10 only because there's a slight synthetic undertone that I'm picking up here, but I still like the fragrance. You know, it's still a really nice fragrance. Now, I haven't really worn this fragrance for a full day, so I don't really have much of an opinion on the performance. I don't want to just throw numbers out there. But I'm pretty sure if you stick around long enough, you'll hear me talk about this fragrance once again because I do like it a lot, okay? So this is Twilly. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Burberry, and this one is called My Burberry. This is the EDP. Now, the other day I was walking through Macy's and I saw this one sitting out on the counter, and I decided to spray it out. And I went back to my car and I was just like, oh my God, I have to have this fragrance because it speaks to me. You know, it's just a beautiful fragrance, and I just knew I had to add it to my collection. But before I get into my thoughts on this fragrance, let me just give you guys a little bit of detail on this one. My Burberry is a floral fragrance. It launched back in 2014. It opens up with notes of sweet pea, bergamot, mandarin orange, grapefruit, and lemon. In the heart we have quince, freesia, geranium, peach, green notes, gardenia, and passion fruit. And in the base we have damask rose, rose, patchouli, musk, leather, and violet. So we do have a lot of notes here. I'm just gonna spray a little bit here on my arm. I think it's a very likable fragrance. I don't think there's much to not like about this fragrance, except if you really dislike floral fragrances. And I would not even say that this is like a straight up floral type of fragrance. I think you have like a lot of fruits here that prevents it from being like a typical clean fresh type of floral. I think it does have some complexity to it, so it's not boring. The dominant note that I get from this fragrance is the sweet pea, and I love sweet pea. My introduction to sweet pea is actually Sweet Pea by Bath and Body Works, and I absolutely love that fragrance. The sweet pea that we have here doesn't really smell like the sweet pea fragrance from Bath and Body Works, but they kind of give off the same vibe, the same type of essence. So they're soft and very petally and very, I don't know, feminine. Under the sweet pea, I'm getting a slightly fruity, watery type of vibe. I'm thinking the quince may be responsible for that. The nose behind this fragrance is actually Francis Kirk John, and I'm not surprised because there's that complexity to the fragrance that you'll find in most of his fragrances. So even though it's a beautiful sweet pea fragrance with a little bit of fruits and a little bit of a watery feel, there's a nice complexity under all of that. I could see me wearing this fragrance as an everyday scent. I could also see me wearing this to a summer wedding, to the office, or something like that. It's that kind of scent. So yeah, that's basically what I get from this scent. It does dry down pretty fast, so within, I would say, an hour or two, it basically dries down and it turns into a skin scent that does linger. So it never really goes away, so you're gonna catch a faint little scent here and there. So yeah, that's basically all I have for this fragrance right now. This is my Burberry, and this is the EDP. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Balenciaga, and this one is called Florabotanica. Always wanted to add this fragrance to my collection, and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this fragrance, okay? I really am. Okay, so let me just get into this fragrance. First of all, this is a floral green fragrance. It was launched back in 2012. The top note is mint. In the heart, we have rose, carnation, and cannabis. And in the base, we have vetiver and amber. The dominant note that I get from this one is the rose. So it's a very floral fragrance, but I would say the dominant flower that I'm getting here is rose. I'm also detecting the mint, which is giving the fragrance a green, herbal, aromatic type of vibe, which I really, really like. It's also a little bit earthy. At first, I was thinking powdery, but I'm like, nah, this is more earthy than anything else. Before buying this fragrance, I did realize that there is a cannabis note, and I was very confused as to how that was gonna play a role into this fragrance. Now, the cannabis note does show up, but it only shows up on my skin. So once the fragrance dries down and it hits the base, I definitely get that cannabis note, but it doesn't smell like smoked cannabis. It smells like the raw thing before you light it up. Don't ask me how I know that, okay? But I'm definitely getting that here. Now, it's not off-putting or anything, okay? It's just that it's a little shocking to see cannabis in a fragrance, but I think it blends nicely here. Basically, what I get here is a clean, earthy rose, and under that, we have some green aromatic type of vibe going on. I wore this one last night, actually. Me and my husband took a little ride, and I enjoyed it, but I did notice that after a while it started to go a little bit stuffy on me. Like, I kind of felt like I wanted to get away from it a little bit. I don't know if I should have applied it to my skin and not my clothes. Maybe it's a skin scent. Maybe it smells better when it interacts with your skin rather than putting it on your clothes. Of course, I'm gonna wear it some more, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I really feel about this fragrance. So this is a Florabotanica, and this is from the house of Balenciaga. Okay guys, so the last fragrances that I picked up are from the Sol de Janeiro line. I think that's how you say it. So I did pick up this one, which is the Cheirosa 62 fragrance. This one is called Cheirosa Tan Lines. So I know that this one has been out for a while, and I think everybody's obsessed with this fragrance. So I wanted to see what this one was all about. So I went into Sephora, and even though I didn't immediately see what the hype was about, I still purchased it because I'm like, let me just wear it a couple of times just to see how I like it. This fragrance opens up with pistachio and almonds. In the heart, we have heliotrope and jasmine. And in the base, we have caramel, vanilla, salt, and sandalwood. Now, when I see the notes, it kind of makes more sense to me. But when I listen to reviews or read reviews on this one, I just don't understand the descriptions that people are given, because I don't know if I get yummy or gourmand from this scent. And it seems as though every time I see someone talking about this scent, they describe this one as delicious and yummy. What I was not expecting from this fragrance is that clean vibe that is given off. So yes, even though you're definitely getting the sweeter notes, you're getting the pistachio and the caramel, and you're getting those other sweet notes, there's something a bit clean surrounding all of that, which is very pleasant. I was just not expecting that based upon what everybody else was saying about the fragrance, but I really do like it. But was I hoping for something sweeter and more gourmand? Yes. But can I live with this fragrance? Absolutely yes. It's just a little bit more grown up and sophisticated than I thought it was gonna be. But it's a really nice scent, and for a fragrance mist, it does last a long time. Let me know what you guys think about this fragrance. Let me know if I'm missing it. Like, let me know what you guys think, okay? Let me know. Like, how would you describe this fragrance? I'm just so curious to know why I'm not picking up that yummy factor from this fragrance. Okay, so this one is called Chirosa Tan Lines. Now, this one is definitely a blind buy. I never smelled it before or anything. Saw it on the Sephora website and decided that I wanted to try it. I was just super attracted to this hot pink bottle. Now, according to the Sephora website, this is a warm floral. It has notes of solar, tuberose, cocoa, and creamy vanilla. What I get from this fragrance is basically tuberose and coconut. It smells like a mixture of tuberose and coconut. Honestly, when I just received this one, I was a little bit disappointed because I was expecting a little bit more. But as I started to wear the fragrance, I started to really like it. As a matter of fact, I was sitting here in my couch watching TV, and the most beautiful scent kind of like wafted up to my nose, and I was like, wait a minute, is that me? And it kind of happened to me a couple of times, and at first I didn't realize it was me, but then I realized, I'm like, oh my god, girl, it's definitely you. So it kind of creeps up on you, but I think you have to wait for the dry down. This is like a typical coconut date at the beach type scent, very breezy, very clean, fresh, coconutty. Just think clean cotton and coconut. That's kind of like the vibe that I get from this one. Okay guys, so that basically brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And watching the video is great and I really appreciate it, but interacting with the video by commenting or just simply liking really helps me out a lot. Okay guys, so that's it for me. I'll see y'all in the next upload. Bye.